Day 5 of camp. Could it get better than yesterday? Let's find out. What is up, Finn fans? Yes, it is day 5 of training camp. Yesterday was it's a bad day for quarterbacks, and a lot of people were worrying about the quarterback situation, but I got some news and notes from today. Literally just came out not too long ago. So let's jump into this. And obviously we're going to talk Brian Flores. Then we're going to go into the breakdown. And then we get to one of you guys' comments of the day. Before we jump into that, real quick, new Patreon. I want to thank you very much to Dan, new $8 Patreon. Thank you for joining. Again, if you guys don't know what Patreon is, it's a Patreon, not Patreon. You become a Patreon by joining the Patreon. If that makes any sense. It's essentially a monthly thing where you donate to the channel and I give you some perks. I'm going to start doing more videos specifically for the Patreon. You guys get to join the Discord, which is another great aspect. It's a big old group chat where we could video and voice chat and, you know, text chat. It's really cool. So if you want to do that, link below. There's different tiers. I think $4, $8, $10, and $20. It's different perks for each thing. But it's all linked below if you want to do it, but don't feel like you need to. But let's jump into this, and let's jump into what Brian Flores had to say. First thing he talks about, Fitzpatrick was back at practice today. Will it make a big difference? You're going to have to wait till after the press conference to find out. I want to ruin it, but I don't want to ruin the spoiler. I won't do it. He says, for any player that is new, young, in a new system, in a new environment, they are going to make mistakes. He probably is saying this because of how everyone has responded to yesterday, to Tua having a horrible day with 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. With all the stuff that's going on, he probably was like, I'm going to come out and I'm going to say this because it should be common knowledge, but apparently it's not common knowledge. So let me have to say this. And again, if you guys really want to know how I feel about the whole situation, go watch yesterday's video where I talk about how people are comparing Tua to Joe Burrow, and it's just a little ridiculous. He says, you see flashes or glimpses from any player on any NFL roster. It's like he knew I was going to say what I said before, and now he's just like, Doug, let me explain. It's camp. You're going to see flashes, and then you're going to see things falling apart. He talks about Jackson, the tackle. He says he's learning, talented kid, tough, smart. He works at it, doing extra in practice. He makes mistakes like all of us, but he's learning from them. He's like, I feel like he's trying to bring us down. Be like, listen, it's going to be a struggle. Literally, we have, and again, this was a comment I was getting. I got a few of these where I said 40 days to get ready for New England. And you guys thought I meant 40 days from today. No, what I meant was 40 days from the beginning of camp. 40 days. So the Miami Dolphins had 40 days is what I said to get ready for New England. July 28th, September 13th. Give or take 40 days. But yeah, it's not a normal training camp. It's not a normal situation. You don't have that much time to get ready. So he's going to talk about it again. You're going to see a lot of mistakes. Jerome Baker got injured yesterday. He did walk off on his own. He said he's day to day. He's going through treatment this morning, last night. It's going to be down to the wire whether we can get him out there today. Hopefully we see him back. Hopefully, it might have just been a hamstring injury. But remember, without OTAs, without, conditioning and having a month of conditioning, these guys are going to deal with muscle strains. They're going to deal with all these things that are going to knock them out for a few days because they're not conditioned. They got 2 weeks of conditioning, if that, and jump right into football. So you're going to see a lot of, hamstring, groin, muscle, ACL, PCL, MCL. You're going to see a lot of these injuries because didn't have time to condition. Talks about the TNT wall. One of you guys in comment of the day, I think on Monday, asked about the TNT wall. He says there's limited practice time this year, so as far as running to the wall or anything like that, rather get on to the next rep, not have a guy miss out on a rep. So there's no more TNT wall. It's actually painted over. So let's take a moment for the TNT wall. He says, don't worry. I hammer these guys when we have penalties pretty good in the meeting. It's not something we take lightly at all. So he's saying, the TNT wall might not be there, but don't you worry, because if they still mess up, they're going to get it. And he says, at the end of the day, the guys the guys who perform the best are going to play. I'd say the O-line unit is a little different in that because you need the guys who perform well together. There's communication that goes with that, experience that goes with that, which is 100% correct. You can have some guys on there that are doing really well, but if they can't communicate, if they can't work as one unit, the offensive line could crumble. So yes, the best guys will be out there, but you also have to, especially on the offensive line, you have to work as a unit, as one. Talks about the young offensive lineman. He says, do you want to play 3 young ones? Do you want to play 2? Do you want to play 1? We have some guys who have to start some games. We'll see how that all pans out. Ted Karras, Eric Flowers, Jesse Davis, right? Those are 3 vets that potentially could be starters, and then we can have 2 young guys. But then, what if Solomon Kinley's better at right guard and Robert Hunt is better at right tackle than Jesse Davis, and Austin Jackson locks down that left tackle position? Then we might have 3 rookies starting. It's all up in the air. We don't know. He says, are they ready to play 60 to 70 snaps a game today? Unlikely. And again, you read that and you're like, say what? The season starts in what? Less than a month. What? So he says, I don't think anyone is going to be ready to play a full game day 1. And that's true. Again, I'll reiterate it 5,000 times because we have to remember that they had 40 days from July 28th to September 13th. And for the Chiefs and the Texans, they have till September 8th? They have a finite amount of time, whereas normally you get about 3 to 4 months of preparation each for your hemorrhoids. He talks about the quarterbacks. He says, I thought they both made some good throws. I thought they made some not so good throws. That's being kind. And for Brian Flores to be kind, that's funny. Every play for both guys is good for experience. It's a learning experience. And I mentioned this in yesterday's video during Comment of the Day. I prefer them to do the mess ups. I prefer them to mess up and flub up and learn at practice than in the game. 2 minutes left in the game. We need a touchdown or we need to get in field goal range. I don't want them to learn flub ups and I don't want them to do that stuff then. I want it in practice and training camp. So yes, I agree. He says being productive as long as being dependable. It's a good line. You be productive, but you also have to be dependable. You got to be able to, put the team on your back and have them depend on you. And the last thing he talks about is the defensive line. He says the defensive line in this league are big, fast, strong, and mean and bring it every play. So we got to bring it every play. That's the message to Robert, Austin, Kinley, and Hubbard. Essentially saying to these rookie guys, these defensive linemen in the NFL are nothing to laugh at. They bring it every play. So you can't take a play off thinking, all right, I don't think he's going to come that hard this play. Because if me, as a player who used to play defensive line, when I see that offensive lineman's shoulders going because he's winded, I'm turning it up even more. If I'm at 100, I go to 110 at this point because I'm like, I see you're tired. I know I could push you right on your ass or push you right into the quarterback. This is going to be fun. So yes, but that's what Brian Flores had to say. Let's talk about the on-the-field stuff. I got a bunch of on-the-field stuff. A bunch of it. Now, Howard came off of the COVID list, but he's still on the PUP. So that man needs to get his butt off the PUP, get on the field, start practicing. I don't know how many days specifically we have until the 13th. My math right now is not working. Man needs to get off the PUP. But the one person that was there was Fitzpatrick. And I don't know what it is about Ryan Fitzpatrick and that Fitz magic that is just glowing through him. All quarterbacks played great today. They played great today. Fitzpatrick threw a bomb, a 65-yard touchdown pass to Preston Williams. And then on the goal line, he ran one in himself. And then he spikes the ball at the wall, pounds on his chest, and celebrates. That's what you want to see from your quarterback. That's what you want to see from anybody. Get the whole team ready. Get them ready to go. So it's fantastic to see Fitz back. But again, Tua had a very good day today too. Tua had a touchdown pass. It was a goal line play. Rolls out, throws a touchdown to tight end Nate Whitting in the red zone, showing that, yes, he had this big hip injury the beginning of the end of last year. but he's showing his mobility's back. He's showing his decision making's back. He's showing that this is it. A lot of you guys are like, I got to see the flashes. I got to see this. I got to see it. There it is. That rollout touchdown pass was beautiful. He also threw a dot, a beautiful, beautiful dot to, let me find it, Chester Rogers, 20-yarder, 20-plus yarder. I don't know the exact number. They're just saying 20-plus yards. Laser between two defenders to Chester Rogers. And again, Chester Rogers isn't with the starters, so he's not playing with the starters, and he's not playing with wide receivers like Preston Williams, Devontae Parker, and Jakeem Grant with the starters. Because the one thing I'm also reading a lot from today's camp is Tua's wide receivers are taking a very long time to get open, and they're not playing where they should be. Yes, we have great depth at the wide receiver position to a certain extent. And you're starting to see it with the wide receivers that Tua and Rosen are playing with the second and third stringers. They're having a hard time getting off of their blocks and getting off their jams and getting open for these quarterbacks. So yes, it's a give and take, but got to help your guy out. Also, unfortunately, Curtis Weaver left with an undisclosed injury. He did walk off on his own, but our guy Curtis Weaver walked off. Hopefully he's all right. Hopefully we're going to see a lot of this. The Miami Dolphins are the only team that are dealing with this. There's a lot of other teams that are dealing with these small types of injuries. Could be cramping, could be calf injury, something like that because of the lack of conditioning. Devontae Parker and Preston Williams are killing it. The 1-2 combination with these two is going to be dangerous, and they're absolutely killing it. Also, Raekwon Davis and Noah Igbenogany are showing great flashes. The Raekwon Davis pick in the second round. If you go back and watch my second live stream from day 2, I was so happy with that pick. These guys are going to kill it. Again, like I said, wide receivers have a hard time breaking coverage. Raekwon McMillan is showing that he might get a full role. He might be something dangerous for this linebacking core. Gaskins and Breida are showing flashes, showing their speed and everything. Unfortunately, though, Breida did have a goal line fumble. Like I said, do it now. Don't do it in the game. High and tight. Keep that ball tight. But these guys are showing it, especially on screenplays and stuff like that. They're showing how dangerous they could be. Cornerback Hayes is a guy that we should really keep our eyes on. He's playing really, really good for this defense, smacking a lot of balls down. No pun intended. And being really disruptive out there. Bobby McCain blows up Balaj in a goal line play. I'm hearing great things about Bobby McCain. I'm hearing this camp specifically that he has a lot to prove because people like me are still like, Bobby McCain is safety. He's like, all right, Doug. And he's lighting it up. We might have a really good secondary in the safety position with him and Eric Rowe if he keeps playing the way he is. And Jackson and Kinley, every chance they get, they're starting. So those might be, Jackson might be your left tackle. Kinley might be your starting right guard. And then it's down to a left tackle for Jackson. And then might just be up to who the right tackle is between Jesse Davis and Robert Hunt. But that is from camp today. Very, very, very exciting, very good, upbeat. We had a good amount from the offense. We had a good amount from the defense. This is what you like to see. Yes, there are going to be bad days of camp. It is what it is. Normally, you have, like I said, you got about 2 months of training camp and you got a month each of the other camps, and they're sporadic, right? You get a bad day, and all of a sudden you get some good days, and you get a bad day, you get some good days. The fact that it's confined to about 40 days, it starts to worry you. And I get it. I wholeheartedly get it. But the bounce back from today, especially the rollout touchdown pass from Tua, that dot between two defenders to Chester Rogers from Tua, the 65-yard touchdown bomb to from Fitz to Preston Williams. Fitz running it in on his own. Even, Josh Rosen had a very solid day today, making some great passes. I don't think he had a touchdown pass from what I've heard, but he still had a very solid day. You just get to see all these guys stepping up, doing their thing like a chicken wing. So be sure to comment below. What do you guys think about what Flores had to say? What do you think about all the on-the-field stuff? And I'm going to get to you guys' comment of the day. This comment comes from Rambling Deviant, and he says, comment of the day. As a newfound fan, what should I know/expect about the Finns? Infamous moments, nicknames, etc. First off, welcome to the fandom. I will tell you this. It's a fandom that is a ton of love and a ton of history, undefeated only undefeated team in NFL history, Dan Marino. We have the most winning head coach in NFL history, and Don Shula. I got his autograph right there, and I got his picture right there from the game he got the most winning coach. To be a Dolphin fan comes with a lot of ups and some downs. Lately, it's been a good amount of downs. So I will say this, as a newfound Dolphin fan, you're going to love it. The team will always bring you up. Like I said, sometimes they'll bring you down. But when it comes to infamous moments, nicknames, etc., I suggest you go back and watch the 2008 game against the New York Jets, Week 17. I suggest you watch the Super Bowl against the Redskins when the Dolphins won the Super Bowl to become the only undefeated team in team history. I suggest you watch the Monday night game against the Patriots. There's a few of them. I suggest you watch the Miami Miracle. You got to look up Jason Taylor, Dan Marino, No Name Defense. There's a lot. I'm telling you, this team has a ton of history, but I will say welcome. And you're not going to regret it because this is one of the best teams in the NFL. But that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. As soon as this stuff breaks, as soon as news breaks on camp and all that stuff, I normally tweet it out first. And then I make my notes. And then I come here and I make my video. So if you want it before I make the video, be sure to go follow me on Twitter. Check out Fans Fan Network. They're going to be live tomorrow on Twitch, 11 a.m., so be sure to go check that out. And they're starting a YouTube channel and all that stuff, so be sure to check all that great stuff out. If you want your Dolphin content besides from here, but I'm also on this site, check out DolphinsTalk.com. A ton of Dolphin content on there. I'm on there. A ton of other people are on there, so be sure to check that out. But other than that, you like the video, you like the content, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I just broke 14,000 subscribers. Let's keep on going up. Share the channel. Let's get this out there. Let's get to 20,000. Let's get to 15 first, and then let's get to 20,000. But other than that, I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. I think there's camp tomorrow. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.